Yeah, done. Hello. Hi, everybody. We are live from Pampers India page, and in another half an hour, we'll start the experiment. So, yeah, I'll just set my lab ready, and you get your things ready. All right, guys, I'm going to keep this live, and I'm just going to put my things together for today's session, and just getting ready. So text me if you need to say anything, and I'm muting myself right now. I'll unmute if you need me to. So another 15 minutes, 10 minutes rather, and I unmute myself again. Hi, Fatima. Hi, Nishita. I'll just type out the material that we need so that the children who need it, the lists, they ask. So we are going to just keep that ready. So, yeah, there it is for all this stuff. And I'm gonna come back to you now. Yeah, so here is the list of materials for the 3 experiments that we are going to do today. And yeah, so see you another 5 minutes again. Hi, Prashant. Hi, Badal. Good to see you here. We'll start the experiments in another 5 minutes. Hi, Shrishti. Good to see you again. Today we are going to do 3 experiments. The material list is on the top in the comments. So you can collect all those material and get ready, Shrishti. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Are we all excited? 15 more minutes to go, Shrishti. So if you want to take a break, go and get that tea and milk for the evening. I will just wait up for everybody to join, okay? Hi, everybody. We are live for yet another fantastic science session from Blue Sparrow, presented to you by Pampers India, Procter& Gamble, I Smile, and Toying. So we are getting ready for all the children to, put their material together, and that's how we go, um, for today's session. Hi, Nishita. Happy to see you again. Is that your name or is it your mama's name? Good to see you again, Nishita. Hi, Dhyani. Happy to see you here, Dhyani. Yes, 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 yes. I'm super excited. And there's a list of things which is there um, in the comments up. So you can just check that. Yeah. All right. The things that you need, guys. So, guys, the things that you need, those who have joined us from FB, I will just repeat what we are going to do today. We are going to learn how to make snow globes. In that, you can put any of your favorite toys. So for snow globe, what you need is you need a jar. So like, you eat the jam and the jar is there, or you finish the salsa and the jar is there. So you need a glass jar. And I have a little toy here which I have stuck, a PJ Masks toy that my son likes. So any toy that you like. I am personally fond of dinosaurs a lot. So I have taken a dinosaur toy. For a galaxy globe, you could take, an astronaut or something. So basically, you need for a snow globe, you need a jar, a toy of your choice. Then I have some glycerin here. Then you will need some water, and then you will need some sparkles. See, there are a lot of sparkles available. Like there's blue and there is confetti. So depending upon what you are, the kind of decor that you're making, you can put that together. So I'm using a green because I'm going to do a dino, and then I will use a blue if I want to do a space related thing. So sparkles, colors, and other confettis you can choose as per what you have. Okay. So that's for one experiment. I'm just going to move this away. Yeah. So this was the water, glycerine, sparkles, a bit of confetti, and some little toys which will fit inside your mason jar. If you have bigger jars, then too it's okay. I have smaller ones, so therefore I'm just recycling them. I got them in some spread head come inside it. So you do that, and then yeah. So that is for one experiment. For second experiment, you just need one sheet of paper, A4 sheet of paper. Then you need some crayons, pencils, and sketch pens. Okay. So depending upon what colors you choose, the bare minimum that you need is a black, a blue, a yellow, and a no. Yeah. So these are the generic generic colors that you will need for the water cycle lantern. If you are a creative person and you like to put a lot of colors into what you create, then what you could do is you can use more colors. But generic, what you will need, what we are going to make, let me show you. Oops. Yeah, so that's a water cycle lantern that we will be building. Okay, so for that, like you can see, I have used some crayon, some sketch pen. So basically you can make it more colorful by adding some bottom frills with some blue paper if you have, or you can maybe just color some blue paper and use it. It's not necessary for you to use it, but it's so let me just wrap up what you need. A4 sheet, sketch pen, bit of crayons, scissors, and glue. Okay, so that's what you need for the experiment number 2. Just keeping it aside, coming back to you again for the third one. So if you don't have any of these materials, just quickly run and pick it up from your stationery and come back, because the session is going to start only at 5, and we are just now waiting for all the children whom we had given an invite for 5 o'clock. Okay, so that was the material for second experiment. And now Nishita, don't worry about that. The class starts at, so Nishita is asking how to use the water cycle lantern and can we draw anything on it. So yes, Nishita, we will do all about that after 5. There are 3 experiments that we'll be covering today. There will be a galaxy snow globe, there will be a ball blower, there will be a water cycle lantern. So we're trying to cover a couple of things together. So largely what we are doing is we are covering water cycle, and then we are going to do a bit of Bernoulli's principle, and then we are doing a bit of liquid and its solubility, which we have been exploring a lot in our past experiments also. So largely what we are working on air and water properties today. Okay, hi Fatima, hi Parul, hi Radhika. So I have put down a list of, hi Kosh, it's a science class today, and we are building 3 things today. A snow globe where we will explore the properties of water, and then we will be building a water cycle lantern. So let me just show you the water cycle lantern. This is how the water cycle lantern will look like. Let me show you the preparations that we are doing for the water cycle globe. So this is the preparation that we are doing for water cycle globe. And the third one is a balloon blower. So a ball blower where, so with this little toy, we will be experimenting about Bernoulli's principle. With this little toy, we will be exploring about water cycle. And with this little thing here, we will be exploring about solubility of water. So what are we trying to cover today? We are trying to cover properties of air and water. All right. So no, it's not origami, Kaushik. It is science today. And I'm sure you're going to have a great fun hour, which is, organized for you by Procter & Gamble, Pampers, I Smile, and Toying India. Hi, Arnav. I'm so happy to have you here. We are going to do some fantastic 3 experiments. We just listed down the material that we needed for the first 2 experiments. I will just share what we need for the third one also. And you can collect that if you don't have. Dhyani, don't worry. If you don't have it, we will work with what you have. All right? So no struggle there. If you don't have any material, I'll either give you a replacement or tell you that it's not required. So don't worry on that. All right. Okay, super cool. Another 5 more minutes and we begin while we wait up for all the invites that we had sent out. Then we're going to start this about, we're going to just collect all the material, get ready for the experiments at 5. Yes, super cool. All right. All right. Okay, Kaushik, superb, superb, no problem. I can actually put a list of things that you can look at. So just give me a minute. I'm just going to put a comment about what all material you need. Just give me a minute. All right, I'm just putting out the list for the things that we need. Somebody requested that, okay, okay, all right. Here's the list of things. There you go. All right, I have put a list of things that you need in the comment. Kaushik, that will help you to put the things together. Another 5 minutes you've got to put it together, and then we can start the session. Yes, Nishita, 5 more minutes, Nishita. Children are joining by 5, and by my watch, it is 4:55. So just give me 5 more minutes, and I will start. Preeti, there's a list of things that I mentioned in the comments, which you can look at so that you don't miss out on anything. And everywhere I put a list, both the platforms, but I will read it out for you, Preeti. So we are making a galaxy snow globe, a ball blower, and a water cycle lantern. And you can look at the comments, and I've listed everything down there. So if you have joined in late, you can just refer to that, and it will help you to put all your materials together. All right, superb. Okay. Hi, Ashi. Happy to have you here. Good evening, Mr. Singh. Ananya, we are doing a science workshop here, and I'm very excited. And we are going to do 3 experiments today, Ananya. And what we are going to do is we are going to make a snow globe, where we will learn about the properties of water. Then we will be doing one experiment on understanding the Bernoulli's principle, where we are making a ball blower. Okay. Then third experiment we are going to do is about a water cycle lantern making. So Seema is asking, is this going to be on the channel? Yes, Seema, this is going to be on the channel. The only difference is that we generally start half an hour early. So you will have to skip the first 30 minutes, and we will be starting the session at 5. So you will be happy to, skip that first 30 minutes and then start at 5. So yes, you can go back if you miss something, and then, move forward and do all that. So yeah, Seema, this is going to be there on the channel. Hi, Roshni. So nice to hear that you are from the GPS school. You're very, very welcome here. Okay, Seema. Okay, Ananya. Glad that comment helped you. All right, all right. Parul, hi Parul, good evening. Hello Pranay, happy to have you here. Good evening. There's a list of material up. When you go up in the comments, you will be able to collect all your material here. Hi Lavanya. Hello. Hi Deepti. Hello Payal. Okay, okay, okay. I'll just sip on my tea, another 2-3 minutes, and we begin. It's always interesting to, think which experiment to do first, and because that sets the tempo for the whole class. And then, it just builds in the whole program and the class together. Hi, Lisa. You want to see this jar, Hetal? Yes, I can show you the jar. This is the jar that I am using, but I have a lot of other jars also that you could use. Any kind of jar, like the one in you have that, sauces come, or anything which has a wider mouth, because we need to fit in a toy here with the lid. Something like this we will be fitting inside. So you need a wider mouth jar, but mine jar is still very small, so it's not that big either. But if you have big also, there is no problem. So this is the jar, Hetal. Yes. Yes. Okay, okay, okay. Hello, Ajay. We start in another a minute. I think all the children are here, and we can largely start the experiment. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do, the first experiment. I generally enjoy putting some, lot of confetti and some stars and a lot of different things in this one. But what I'm going to do right now is keep it simple, so that the material that you have at home and I have at home are simple. So what we are doing here is, for this you need to start your glue gun. So just put your glue gun on the switch. Now the glue gun will take you a bit of a time to get started. So which is like another, let's say 4 to 5 minutes it takes. So I'm just putting my glue gun on. I'm just switching it on. So just put your glue gun on. And for this, if you are a small child and if you've not used the glue gun before, you will need your parents' help. Sorry, I had to bend there. I lost my glue stick. Yeah. So I'm just putting my glue gun to warm up. While it warms up, we have to get the jar ready. Okay. So my glue gun is warming up. Yes, it's ready. Yeah. Okay. So that while that is getting ready, we will set up the. So somebody was asking how big the jar is. It's no problem. You can take a bigger jar also, and you can take a smaller jar also. The lid also is very important, because the lid will cover the jar. So we will need the lid also. So yeah. So you will need the lid. So you can take anything, the masala jar, salsa jar, anything like that. I'm taking a smaller jar because that fits in well. Now what you will need next is, you will need any kind of small toy. So like if you are fond of, let's say, an astronaut, like that. This astronaut has been traveling with us a lot in a lot of experiments. Yeah. So if you have any small toy like that, or one of these toys which comes in a lot of food packing, you could take that. So depending upon what kind of toy you like, you could take any of the toys, and you have to stick them on the lid like this with a glue gun, so that it will fit in here. So I have already prepared for a this character and a dino character, and now I'm going to just ready my solution, because my glue gun will take another 2 to 3 minutes to warm up. So while that happens, while that gets prepped up, we will have to get the, yeah. So here you will need water and glycerin, like I said. So how much glycerin? If you have a measuring spoon, you will need 1 spoon. Okay. So we will need a spoon. I'm just opening. Yeah, I'm just opening the lid. So if you don't have glycerin, you don't need to stress. Okay, let's all right. So, hi Suchitra, hi Payal. All right, we will need a jar of some kind, Payal, like if either side. So the next step is, we take out a spoon of glycerine, and we put a spoon of glycerine inside. So 1 spoon, 2 spoon, 3 spoon, 4 spoon of glycerin I have added. Okay. Now what I need to do is I need to put some sparkles in it and water in it. It's a very simple thing. And once you've added the glycerin, yeah. Now you need to just check on the glycerin's consistency. It's a little sticky thing, and it tells that it's unlike. It feels a bit like oil, but it's unlike oil. So we've put 4 spoons of. I've put 4 spoons in a 200 gram of jar like this. So that is what you need to do. 4 spoon into 200 gram of jar like this. Okay. Then the second step is you need to put water. Now, how much water is good? Now, it's an important thing here. Let me just make this a little clear for you. Okay. Okay. So you need to leave 1 finger distance here, because you don't want the complete toy to be immersed and the glue to come out. So we leave 1 finger's distance and then fill this jar up with water. You will see that, yeah, don't put till the top, okay? Just fill it up just a little, okay? Then next what you have to do is you have to put a bit of sparkles. Ideally in a transparent glass like this, I would have liked to see a transparent silver or golden sparkle. That would have worked better. So just mix up your glycerin nice and well in it. If there is extra water, like mine has some extra water, remove any extra water, because the toy is going to come inside and you don't want any of the extra water splurring out. So yeah, there, this is a good mix. Then we have to put a bit of sparkles in it. Okay, so what we do now, we just take 1/4 spoon of sparkles. Okay. Hi Saksham. Yes, you are a bit late, but you didn't miss. So I'm going to repeat it again. Just go along with the flow, no problem at all. Okay. So I am adding a bit of sparkles here, like this here. All right. And you will see that you will have a little problem in mixing the sparkles because of the glycerine, which is all right, because we want a bigger chunks of our sparkle also there. So just that much is enough. I don't want much, but don't put too much so that you can't see your toy only. Just put a little bit. Now you will see that your sparkles doesn't really mix well. Okay. Just 1 second, guys. Just 1 second. Give me a minute. I'm going to keep this to set. Yes, I just, there are some children who are still joining in and want me to repeat this all over again. So we will do that. Let me just quickly finish this up for the little dino boy that I was making this. And I'm going to repeat this again. So I'm just using a bit of okay. So what I've done is I have attached a dino and a toy here, which I want to fit inside this. So let us just see what happens if I just put it like that, as in without any color. So after that, we can choose what color we like, and then we can decide what color So this is the kind of snow globe that we are going to make. So you can shake it up, and that's your snow globe that will come. You will see the sparkles are beautifully walking. And I personally like color without any color. But if you want to put yes, Anal, confetti is very nice. You should try putting confetti. Let me just increase the volume. Yeah. Okay, now somebody said the volume was a problem. Okay, so this is transparent. Okay, now let's just see if we change the color. What? Don't worry, the children will join little later. They've just message saying that they've joined later and they want me to. We're going to repeat this again, so no worry. We'll make one more of these. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this dino guy out and try a bit of yellow color and see if I like yellow. Personally, I'm not very fond of too much of color in my snow globe, but some children like colors. So you can try if you like yellow, you can try if you like green, and then decide for yourself what color you would like to keep. So next that I'm trying out for this dino boy to go inside is a light green color. Okay, I'm going to increase the glycerin because this is again a food color that we have added, and now we are going to add a bit of sparkles also because that went away in the last one. Like you will see in this process that when you put color in your water now, it hides the toy, and it is not as much fun as I personally don't like color in my snow globe. I like it plain. So I am going to now just yes, yeah. So I'm going to add a bit of glycerin here, which is 4 spoons. Yeah, then we give it a nice mix like we had discussed, and we have good so don't keep it too overflowing. If you have too much of water, just discard any extra water that you would like to remove. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yes, I don't want so much of water. So the extra glycerin water I just remove. Now I mix up my glycerin. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Nice and clear. Okay. So now let's just see if we do it in color, how it looks like. So the toy which we had stuck with the glue gun, it goes inside like this. Gently. Just see that it doesn't break. And what do is you give it a shake. And then you upturn it. Now you see the dino is there. And it's colorful and nice. So you can choose if you want to keep it a colorful plain dino, or do you want it to be colored snow globe. So you can choose what kind of snow globe you want to make. Yeah. So you can shake up and see all the beautiful confetti and sparkles and yeah. So I'm going to just quickly repeat this up for the kids who have joined a little later. So what you do is, let me just show you from scratch. So what we do is, we need a So I'm just cleaning this up a little so that you don't have too much of clutter on your table. So you need a jar. Okay, so you keep the jar aside, you take the lid. What do you do with the lid? You take a glue gun, which is nice and hot and ready for you to use. Okay, you take a glue gun, you take a toy. I'm going to take a astronaut, and you just stick him nice with the glue gun on the lid like this. See, he's nicely sticking on the lid. You see that? Okay, so we have, with heat, we use the glue stick gun to melt, and with that liquid plastic, we have set to take glycerin in a 200 gram of jar. You need 4 spoons of glycerin. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go. 4 spoons of glycerin. Okay. Now, like we just experimented earlier, that if you have transparent, color, it looks better for me, not necessarily. Like the dino guy was here, and some children might like him to be in that algae-filled globe, and if you just give it a shake, it's a beautifully the dino moves around and the sparkles move around. This one I'm going to keep it clear because I personally think that adds a lot of beauty to a snow globe to be clear. Right now, I don't have silver or golden sparkles, so I am using green. If you have golden and silver, like how the galaxy is, use that. And ideally, you can choose 2-3 colors also. You will also see that your sparkles don't mix up completely. Some mix, some don't mix. That is because of the glycerin in there. And you will see that you have a funny solution. It's not, the sparkles doesn't mix into either the water, or it becomes a bit hydrophobic. It's not mixing because of the water and glycerin in there. So we just mix that up, and that's it. You don't have to do anything else in this experiment. This is very much done. Okay. All right. All right. And now what we do is we can let any of your guys go in there. So let's just see how the Astro Boy is doing in there. And let's see how he looks inside the snow globe. And then you give it a good shake. And that's and you can now like see there's a gap of water now. If you want, you can fill that up. Once your thing has sealed nicely, till the time it is not sealed, we try to avoid that. You will see your sparkles is a little hydrophobic, which means it is trying to keep itself a little away from water, and which is all right. So don't worry on mixing your sparkles too much. So that's your astronaut snow jar. Okay. And the young children can understand from this is that there are few things which mix fully in water, and there are few things which run away from water called hydrophobic, and there are few things which mix less in water. Okay. Now, if we just remove the Astro Boy, and if we just add another cartoon character that a lot of children like, and then let's see how he looks inside. Ooh, the prettier the toy, more prettier the experiment will look. Yeah, was it fun? Okay, I hope that answers Shinjin's and Advik's and Darsh's answers. Darsh, no, you did not miss. We just repeated. Yes, plastic jar is definitely allowed. You can use plastic jar, and yes, it's super fun, Ananya. I love. You can put all your dino toys, and you can put a little bit of light behind them, and you can enjoy keeping all your characters in a super cool jar like that. And somebody said I don't have glycerin. So if you don't have glycerin, and if you still have sparkles, that's the kind of jar that you would get. There's not much of science that you will learn other than that sparkles does not mix up in water, but fun nonetheless you will have a lot. Yeah. So a good thing to do is that in diapers there is a little if you cut open a diaper, what happens is that there is a little thing which absorbs the water inside it. If you put that inside, it will freeze it. So that maybe we'll do it for some other time. Yeah. So that was the snow globe making, and I'm going to just remove all of my. You have to be careful of not putting too much of water, otherwise your toys might come out. So don't cover it till the top. Always leave some portion of water inside the some portion empty with the no water in it. So that was the snow globe jar. We are going to just go ahead with the second experiment of the day, which will be the water cycle lantern make. No, wait. The water cycle lantern will take a bit of a time. So let's just continue with the Bernoulli's ball. So we are going to do a lot of renditions of this ball blower. Now, as you can see, what you need is a empty disposable bottle. You will need a straw for this experiment, and you will need a, if you don't have a ball, no problem, just crush a paper and we will make a ball. Okay, Preeti. Antina is asking, tell me again what you add. In the dino glow jar or the snow globe that we made, you have to add water, glycerin and sparkles, stick a toy on the mason jar, that's it. All right, continuing with the ball blower. Yes. So you need, what do you need for this is a bottle, a straw. If you don't have a ball, we are going to crush a paper and make this. Okay. How does this work is, let's just see that. You just drop it here and you try to blow from the straw. You will see that the ball levitates in the air. So it doesn't blow out and it doesn't go, but if you put too much of pressure, it might go up also, but you will see it levitates at a certain point. Another thing you can also try is to see if it just stays in here like this. Yeah, so we're going to do more experiments with this, but first step is to make it. So what you need to do with this is chop your bottom. So I've just pressed it like this so that we don't have to, worry about how to chop it. And we need to cut the chop part out. Oopsie! Yeah, so we make a cut and then we chop it out. Okay, yes, super duper. That's it. You get your this part, you can maybe use for something else like this. And this is the part basically that we need for this experiment. So just clean up your bottle nicely so that no part is, it doesn't hurt you, okay? It should not hurt you. So we have cleaned it like that. Then the next step that you need to make is a hole in your bottle. Okay? Ashish, if you don't have a straw, don't worry. You can make straw from paper. Okay? Right now, you can still progress with lot of renditions in this experiment that I'm going to show by just doing this. So just continue. Okay, super. So I'm going to just make a hole here. Okay, what I'm going to do is gently you nick in your scissors and you make a hole. Don't make the hole too big, otherwise you will have difficulty sticking in your straw. What is our task? That we have to stick in our straw inside the cap. But if your hole is too big, you will have to seal it with glue gun and this, that. So we don't want that. So make the hole just enough for the straw to stick in. I had a beautiful straw here. Yes, let me see. Okay, this will also work. Okay. I like to keep all kinds of, parts so that I never know when will be used what. So this part might be used in the next experiment. So this is left over from the last experiment. So point being, save your trash. You never know where you might need it for tinkering. Yeah, so make the hole nice and not too big, just big enough for your straw to be fitted in. And what I'm doing is I'm just using a gentle scissors to do that, so that it doesn't trouble. Okay. Dash, I know you. So basically, Bernoulli's principle comes into play. Bernoulli's principle is also the one which is used for, when the planes fly. So what you're learning here is a part of our aerodynamics principle, which is used for the flying of aeroplanes also. So though it looks like a very simple experiment, but it has very deep implications of how it can be used. So let's get the hole done properly, and then not too big, not too small, just right to fit it. Yes, I've got the right fit. Okay, so that is what we need. Now before we go ahead to, and that's all, and your toy is ready, but we need to test it and do all the testing properly. So we go like this and we do. Okay, so what you have to test is that it should levitate. Then you have to upturn it and see that the ball doesn't fall down. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we're going to open this. Okay, your ball blower is ready, but we're going to now test all of the experiments. Okay, we're going to just keep it here and just see what happens when you blow from here. Now just try to do from upturn it and just try to see, do the same thing. We're going to light up a candle and just see how it functions on a blowing candle. Okay, all right, okay. Remote there. Yes. Just going to switch off my fan so that I can light up the candle. Just going to show you how this works. Besides, how you can play with it, which you've already seen, I'm going to show you a simple experiment. You don't need to do it because it also includes fire. You just have to see. I'm just demonstrating you the Bernoulli's principle with this. Okay, so what are we going to do is we're just going to take this and try to blow the candle. Okay, let me just turn yours so that you can see the candle a little. Yes, now you can see the candle. All right, so now just take the air in, bring it a little closer. Take it in and blow out and see if you see any change in the way the candle works. But when you're trying to suck it in, is the light coming in? Okay, so same thing if we pack up a balloon here or any plastic here, then let's see if it blows out. So I'm just taking a balloon and I'm packing it. This is just demonstration. You don't have to do it because your balloon blower is already made. I'm just showing you the way Bernoulli's principle works. Okay, so I have just your ball blower's mouth, I have packed up a little. Okay, it might be a little distorted for a while, but you can use a plastic also to pack it. And then we blow from here. Do you see the flicker in the flame? You see the candle got extinguished, but when we're trying to blow, what was happening? It didn't extinguish, it just went down. So what largely happens when you are working with the, what does Bernoulli's principle basically say? It says that when you have two things, let's say when you have these two cups here in front of you, and when you push air in between them like this, so instead of blowing away, they come together. So just watch this again. These are the 2 cups here, and I'm going to blow air here. So I'm blowing air out, but what is happening? That this is coming closer. Now, how is that happening? Basically, when I am blowing air here, what is happening is, for a moment, there is a vacuum kind of thing which happens, which means the air is pushed out, and the air from these sides, this side, run to take that place. And in that process, when the air is getting pushed here, it pushes the cup also, and it comes together. So what happens? Same thing happens when you're taking this. Now, when you're blowing air here, for a moment, there is no air at one single point of time, because that you have pushed it out. It's a kind of a microsecond, millisecond kind of a vacuum which gets created, and the air around it pushes to come closer. Okay, and therefore the ball levitates. So just once again, can you see the ball levitating? So that's the Bernoulli's principle, and it is used in aerodynamics for flying of the plane also, because under the wings, that kind of air is pushed with the turbine to create a kind of a vacuum, and then which with the help of lift and drag and pull and push, the aircraft gets lifted, like how this ball got lifted. So that was the ball blower for you children. I hope you enjoyed making that. I showed you in the transparent one because in the green one, it would not be that clear. If you don't have a ball, what you could do is you could take up a paper, like any paper. I'm going to just take up a little blue paper here, and I'm going to tear up a piece of it, and I'm going to crush it. Like I asked some children, I did not ask for a ball to be kept, which is all right, because I did not expect you to have a ball. What you do is you just crush it. Okay? You crush it, and then there's your blue ball. Just put it in there, and then you try it on it. Do you see? I'm going to use that on a transparent one and then show you. Oops, it's a too big one for it. So blue one again and green one again, and we go. Right? So that was the ball blower. And what did we learn from it is the Bernoulli's principle. Okay, all right, moving ahead. Our Antima says, thank you, ma'am. My daughter is very happy. My son enjoyed a lot. Preeti is saying, Manvi is saying, very lovely and interesting. Ashish is asking about, okay, Ashish, we'll come to your question in a bit if we get time to see that. Otherwise, on the internet, there are a lot of options of how to do it, but I will come to that bit if we get time, okay? So for the last experiment of the day, which is the water cycle lantern. This is a really cute one. I really love this, and I really think that children, really enjoy making it. And you can make a couple of these and hang them from your home wherever you want. I have written down, places where I think it is condensation. So I've written down a bit of condensation. At some places, I've written evaporation and made arrows. So we'll start with that now. Okay. Let's just make the water cycle lantern. For this, you will need a paper, A4 sheet paper, and you will need some crayons and sketch pen. I am going to choose, what I'm going to choose? Yeah, I'm going to take a black, blue. You can take a black also. Okay, I'm going to start with a pencil, and I'm going to need some crayons here. So, maybe the typical yellow and orange for the sun. You can become creative and you can use as many colors that you want to put. If your sky needs to be red, you can do that. Just that the precipitation and evaporation signs and arrows I'm very particular about, so we'll have to stick to that. Okay, I didn't have a scale, guys. And what I'm doing these days is whatever I don't have, I'm making it, because obviously because of the lockdown, we don't have anything. So what I did is I took a sheet of paper and went on Google and I took out ruler and I've made this scale. So I'm going to use this scale, handmade scale, and I'm going to, what I have to do right now is, first thing is, the sheet that you have taken, you have to fold it in half. Okay. So you see here I have folded it in half. The first half is like this. Okay. Now in this half, we need to make the sun and the clouds. So what we do is we take a sketch pen and we start making the clouds. So give me a minute. Yeah, so I'm going to use a board like this so that you can see what I am doing. Yeah, like this. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to start making clouds here, like this. So important thing to understand is that your clouds need to be this side. So when you're folding your sheet, I just did the other way around. So when you're folding your sheet, just see that the folded side, the cloud needs to come. See, like here, right? So we take this and we go back to our drawing board, and this opening sheet needs to be on the top, and then we need to start making the clouds. So that's my cloud 1, and that's my cloud 2, and that's my cloud 3. Simple. Where how do we make? It needs to open up from this side and from the bottom side, because see how our template is, cloud from the what clouds the rain will fall, right, and go to the sea, and from the sea the evaporation will happen and make the clouds. So we have to be sure that the clouds are like this, not the other way when you are folding it, right? Now we make the sun, and we make the rays, the big rays I make first. And then I like making my son's eyes. There. Right? Right? No problem, Pachi. I also have only one sketch pen. I'm going to use only one sketch pen only. You just need crayons. If you don't have crayons, don't worry. You will still be able to make the lantern. Okay? This half part done. Now we have to go to the second half part. What is the second half part? 2/3 the rainfall and the evaporation is happening, and 1/3 the sea is there, right? So now we need to demarcate the sea. How am I going to do the 1/3 and 2/3 thing? Now what you do is, on this part our sea will come, and this part the evaporation will come. So this we need to fold in 3 equal halves. Either you can take a scale and do it, or you can measure it up and do it. So scale is very simple. You just take it, divide it into 3 equal parts. 3 and 3, as simple as that. If you don't have a scale, what do? You just start folding it into 3 equal halves. How? Like this, and then this. Just fold and keep. Okay. What will this give you is this part where we are going to. So you finished up this part, and now in the last part, this section, you have to make the sea. So what do is we we just go back there and make the C in the last margin. So how do we do that? Somebody said I have only one pen. No problem. We'll go ahead with only one pen. So you start like from here, just make the waves. I like making these curvy, scaly waves. But just ensure that your waves are only on the last part of the, that's it. So 1/3 part, right? See, I've covered it in the 1/3 part. Now what happens to this part? We need to make the droplets of water and the lantern. But before we do that, we need to cut it so that we have the droplets placed at the right place. Now, how do we cut it? Now you have two margins. We have to ensure that our cut is from margin to margin. So now we find the center, and these need to be equal parts. Okay. And how do we cut? So we have just made one margin here, right? So the center margin, forget about it. Now 1, 2, 3, 3 halves you have. So from here you fold, and this is what you will get from the back. Okay. Once you have got this, then we start cutting. Now this side, I'm going to make a line so that it is clear to you with my scale. Okay. So the clouds I am demarcating with a nice big line. Your cut cannot go above this. And here in the C side also, I'm making a nice big line with my scale, and your cut cannot go below this. Okay. Now understand once again. So your cut has to start from here till here only, and on the other side similarly. So we are not going to cut the clouds, and we are not going to cut the sea. We are going to just cut the place where the raindrops happen. So take a scissor, and in the center the cut happens. When we look back, what is happening? Clouds are not getting cut. And then just keep going at equal portions. Okay, you can also mark this with a pencil and do it. I like doing it just like that, so I'm doing it like this. However, you can take a pencil and do the demarcations, and then you do it. Okay, now I'm going to just turn this around so that you can see how it is working on the other side. So I cut it from this side, and then this side. Try not to cut the C as much as possible. Try to keep it in the line as much as possible. Okay, there and there. Now let's just understand the water cycle of what happens in the water cycle. What happens in the water cycle is that the water of the sea gets heated up by the sun and it rises up. This rising up of the water and turning of water into water vapor is called evaporation. When it rises up, here it condenses and becomes cool. And when it condenses, it becomes heavy. When it becomes heavy is when it precipitates. Okay, so we are going to make raindrops and arrow to show the evaporation and precipitation. This is where the condensation happens. And now you can also go completely wild and color your evaporation lantern the way you would want. Maybe give your clouds a little gray color, a little blue color. See, because gray color clouds only bring water, right? And if you're showing condensation and precipitation, you will need a bit of gray in it. So I'm going to use a bit of black here. And you can parallelly also color your sun. If you want yellow, do the yellow. If you want to make it orange, do the orange. You can make the rays the way you want, depending upon what colors you like, how you would want your lantern to look. Okay, so that you can also color your sea the way you would want. Yeah, and we have to come to making of the droplets and evaporation. So once you have nicely colored your sea with all its waves, like how I am coloring right now, you can take your time and make it beautiful and artistic. I'm just right now focusing a bit on quickly coming to the writing part, so that since it's a science class and not an arts class, more important thing is to get the concepts right. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to just write quickly here. Evaporation. And then I'm going to make the arrow of water going up and actually evaporating. See, like this. So I've written evaporation on one of the cut place where I have cut, and on the other fling I have made the arrow. Now I also want to say condensation. So condensation is happening on the clouds. So I'm just going to just say condensation in the clouds. Okay. Now once the condensation happens, see, that's how I've written the condensation here. So I've written the evaporation here, the condensation here. Now I want to say precipitation because the raindrops are going to fall. So I just say precipitation. All right. And then I'm going to make the water droplets. And then I'm going to fill it up with the water droplets. See, that's the precipitation. Now what you need to do is go crazy, make as many water droplets you want, because you want the rain to happen and the monsoon to come and to, get the farms a little wet and the plants to get a little water. So that's, I have gone completely filled it up with the, yeah, and I will just, if you want, you can also color up your raindrops wherever you want. That's that. Yes, 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 yes. All my raindrops are nice and colored. Now the last step is to paper. So now that's what you want. You want this to be chopped nice and clear. You want evaporation, condensation, precipitation to be written. You want droplets, and now you need to turn it around like this and stick it here. Okay, make a cylinder out of it. So how do we do that? We take a glue. Okay, we take some glue and we put it on our one side, on the breadth side, not the length side, on the breadth side, because we want a lantern. Okay, so not on the longer side, on the shorter side. See, this side you want to put, this side. Don't put on that side, okay, because you want to make a cylinder from this side. Okay, and then you just stick it right like this. Okay, and once we have stick it right like this, we pull it out and just wait for it to settle down. See, it has become like this, right? And we just wait for it to dry up a little. Yes, now that's your water cycle lantern. Yeah, that end is taking a bit to settle down. Just give me a minute. Yeah, you can press and make it nice and tight. Yeah, there you go. Now that's your water cycle lantern. I have put a bit of a thread here so that it makes it convenient to hang. You can also do that. Okay, so this is the last experiment for the day. And color wise, you can try out as many colors that you want. You can yeah, so I'm just going to nick it a little here so that my thread goes in. Yeah, and I'm going to nick it a little here so that my thread goes in. And there, it's not a necessary part, but lanterns need to hang. So you can put a ribbon or a rope or a thread, um, anything, or you can make. So somebody was asking while we were making the ball blower how to make a straw. So you can make a straw by newspaper strip. Okay, there are very nice tutorials online on how to make a straw. And I get this question quite a lot, how to make a straw. So use newspaper, make strips out of it, diagonally stick it to a, taking the frame of a pen there. So there are these beautiful lanterns, watercycle lanterns, which you can hang from your window or from your, from your house. Yeah, so that's your watercycle lantern. I hope you enjoyed making the lanterns, the ball blower, and the, just one second. Yeah, so I'm just going to pull out all the things that we made today. Oops. Yeah, so the ball blower and the lantern and the dino jars and the astro jars. So what you have to be careful while you're making the jars is that your, if you have too much of water touching the leg of the toy all the time, the toy will come out. So just avoid that. And while you're not playing with it, keep it upside down so that it doesn't stick to the glue all the time. Otherwise, have a good shake. And that was the snow globe for you. And the more confetti you have, the more sparkles you have, the more enjoyable it will become. It might discolor if the quality of sparkles is not good. It might discolor after a while. But otherwise, as long as it teaches you about water, immiscibility, and solubility, by me, it's completely fine. So this was Sanskriti Singh from Blue Sparrow Science, and this session was brought to you by Pampers, Procter & Gamble, and Toying. I hope you had one good learning 1 hour, and I hope you enjoyed making all the 3 toys. Keep watching out this space for more fun experiments, art activities. There are lots, so you have to check hashtag Pampers Pastimes. There you will get a lot of interesting activities. And what I will also recommend is, if you've tried out these experiments, click a picture, make a video, do upload it on the Pampers India page on Instagram and on FB. And I hope you had a great session. I completely enjoyed being with you, and see you soon next time. You have pictures, do share with us. Just hashtag Pampers Pastime. And thank you so much to PNG, Toying, and I Smile for making this lockdown for us bearable, and such interesting experiments for all of you out there. And I can take few questions now. We're done with all the 3 making. Yeah, so why do we add glycerin in the first experiment, Priyanka is asking. Basically, Priyanka, for young kids, it's important to understand the concept of mixtures, solubility, immiscibility. What we've been trying to explore that through different experiments. So in this, you will see that the sparkles does not mix with the water. However, the glycerin partially mixes up. Now, what is the why glycerin? Why not oil? Why something else? Glycerin adds a little bit of shine in the whole toy, and also it adds up with the sparkles to make it like, like, see how it adds up like globules. That's largely because of glycerin. A good thing to do is try the same experiment without glycerin. You will understand what is the difference. So these are the three experiments. Priya is asking, when are you planning to come back? We liked it today. Very soon, Priya, very soon. Just watch out for the Pampers page. There will always be, a day before they upload when they are going live. And on my personal page also, we always put a day before we put all the updates. Sanskriti Singh from Blue Sparrow. We are conducting a lot of summer camps, so you can check Blue Sparrow Science Parties on Instagram and FB, and you can get all the details there. That's it from me, guys. I'll be signing off now. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good fun session. If I have some people out there who can say, tell me bye-byes and goodbyes, I think I would be good now. All right, people. All right. Kaushik is saying, very nicely explained. Thank you. All right, guys. Bye-bye, Parul. Bye, Tara. Bye, Ashish. Bye, Nishita. Bye, Dhyani. Okay. Bye-bye, guys. See you soon. Thank you, everybody. It was a good, fun session. We'll see you again. I see some kids every time. There is Fatima. There is Darsh. Sahasra joins us every time. Good to have you here, Sahasra, again. Bye, Zahir. I hope you had a good session. And I hope everybody had a good Eid and enjoyed having their biryanis and tea. All right, all right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Good to go. Bye then. All right, guys. Ending now. Signing off. Bye. Hi, everybody. We are live for yet another